All right, let's do it live on a Tuesday edition of Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Merely Bo, the Great Z. Cut down day in the NFL. I drove over here, a little bit of rain. Thermometer in the car, 58.
Yeah, not great.
Wow. The windows open last night. Loved it. Crisp and cool, clear air. It's a little early, though, boys.
Not now.
It's a little early.
Yeah, not now.
It doesn't look great for the weekend.
Doesn't it?
I mean, it's not going to rain, but like the weather,
It's 70s, though, isn't it?
not great.
Let's check the AccuWeather.
It's
By the way, I should get this app for free for all the times that I
No doubt.
am excited
you
about
would if
this
you had
app.
weather.com.
No. He doesn't want
I
that.
don't-
He wants
I
an
want the
accurate.
upgrade.
He wants an accurate.
Oh, my gosh. High
It's
of
chilly. I'm not getting in the
69
pool this
Saturday,
weekend.
75. Sunday's going to be perfect.
Yep.
This week is crazy, though. 68, 71, 68, 68, 69. Those are highs
Yeah.
in August? Man. I'm happy for those folks going down to the game in Columbus on Saturday that they're going to get a nice weather day. The noon thing is ridiculous, but the notion that the fear was that it was going to be 94 and sun and you just bake and that would suck the energy out of the place. Sounds like the high is going to be in the mid-70s, so it should be perfect for that.
Good. Yeah, my wife is none too pleased. We have like this whole weekend.
Yeah.
Had the whole family getting together, rented a house, vacation home, a little
Yeah.
getaway for the weekend. I'm like, I'm going to need a block from about 11:30 to 3:30. And then depending on how it goes, I might need a few more hours.
No one's ever opened with a game like this. Number one versus number two. It's just never happened. You've never had
awesome.
anything like it. So,
No.
it's incredible. And by the way, like, if you're into the draft and all of that stuff, like the amount of talent that is going to go talent equates games this weekend in college football is stunning. Not just Ohio State, Texas, Alabama and Florida State follow that in the afternoon, and then Clemson and LSU happen Saturday night.
Oh.
Both of those quarterbacks are going to go in the first round.
Dabo's hype man's walking around here.
I know he's all jacked up.
Peacocking around.
Yeah.
He thinks that they're a title contender.
Hey, they should be. It's all, if not now, when for Clemson. You get into Sunday, Carson Beck's at Miami now against Notre Dame. That's the night game. Lenora Sellers, the South Carolina quarterback, they host Virginia Tech in the afternoon game. And then Bill Belichick debuts Monday night. So that's a nice – college football gets this part right in the lead up to the NFL, and they crushed it this weekend. It's the best opening weekend I can ever recall.
My only concern is I feel like then weeks 2 and 3 it's a slump.
Yeah, you're going to go from like 6 games that you can't miss to weeks 2 and 3. Week 2, Oklahoma does host Michigan, so Bryce
Okay.
Underwood will be making his first. He's starting this week, the true freshman, number 1 player in the country, quarterback. He's starting as a true freshman against New Mexico on Saturday night in Ann Arbor, but then they will travel to Oklahoma week 2. So that's a matchup of the highest-rated quarterback and then the highest-rated transfer quarterback. The number 1 transfer last year is at Oklahoma, a kid named Johnny Mateer, who was at Washington State before that. So that'll be a massive one in week 2. But it's not – yeah, you're going to take a step back. But honestly, then there's the NFL there with its big main course with all of
Thursday
that.
night, Friday night,
so you're all locked in
Sunday,
with the NFL.
Sunday night, Monday.
Yeah. So I'm okay with college football having a down week 2 because it's having a massive week 1, and then the NFL jumps in week 2 and you're good to go. So
More than good to go.
all of that is very, very good. It is cut down day.
Well, some things have happened since
There's a lot going on since you and I did a show yesterday, buddy. This wasn't even a 3:05.
Dude, I'm going through I'm like, okay, so let's start with at 3:01 at 2:55 yesterday. Let's see what I missed that I need to throw in this.
There's so much. Obviously, the headline is the trade from last night.
Yep.
The Browns traded quarterback Kenny Pickett to the Raiders for a 2026 fifth rounder. Last week on this show, it was coming out of the Philly game, and you and I had a very frank conversation about the way Gabriel played. And the thing that we discussed, I want to say it was Monday or Tuesday of last week. It was coming out of the Philly game. And we said, did Dylan Gabriel do enough that you could look to move Kenny? Did he do enough to prove that he's the backup to Joe Flacco and you feel very comfortable with it? And the thing that you and I said at that time was, yeah, I think so. And then he did nothing on Saturday but to prove that even more, that he was more than capable of running the full complement of the Browns offense. So that allows for what happened last night.
Absolutely. And it's funny that people hear what they want to hear. But when Joe Flacco was named the starter, immediately you said it's ironic that it was a two-person competition to be the day one starter, but that losing that competition might mean you're not here. And I think that's kind of certainly had Pickett not gotten hurt and he had been the starter, I think that then Joe Flacco probably would not have been here. But you're wondering with Pickett there, and the question was more not that would Dylan Gabriel be the backup by kind of more long-term. It's just that if something happened to Flacco in week 2, do you want the rookie to go in there against that schedule? And really the only reason I thought at that point to keep Kenny Pickett around was once Flacco was the starter was in the event of an injury early in the season. But that's a roster spot. So he was on, I've got my little spreadsheet with the colors on here, that he was always, once Joe Flacco's name started, he went to yellow for me from green. Now, the Browns obviously had said all along that they wanted, what's that? I can't see it. I need binoculars. Go look. Go investigate.
It's happening. The internet is officially broken. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are engaged.
How about it?
That's
How
great.
about it?
And the debutante. Breaking
Debutante
news.
breaking the news.
Debutante breaking news.
By the way, got
On
Kelce
Tuesday.
in the 7th round in a draft last night with S, who, by the way, insisted that we could not leave our draft without Luther Burden III. And, in fact, we took him in the 8th round, probably would have been available in the 16th. He's like, trust me. Is he a Buckeye recruit who didn't go to the Buckeyes?
Yeah, he went to Missouri.
Following this kid for forever. I'm like, you do realize that, nonetheless.
Travis's
if it works, that's
Instagram,
gonna be
he's
the
down
best.
on one knee. There's a
So they're married,
Beautiful.
or do they just get engaged?
Engaged.
Oh, okay. All right. Very good. Good for the Cleveland. Just a Cleveland kid
Taylor
making it work.
Swift message. Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married.
That's great. Good for those two
Here, I'm gonna
crazy
text my
kids.
family chat, and they're going to go nuts. They're going to love it.
They're locked in. Locked into it.
My God. Oh, my God. I can't believe I got to break that news to my kids. That's going to be big for me.
Big props
All
for
right.
you. And thanks to the debutante.
Thanks to the debutante.
What's amazing,
yeah.
and there is nothing that's more this show than what just happened. We are just in the middle of going through a timeline of the actual real truth of what has happened at the quarterback competition.
Yeah.
And the debutante is on the other side of the windows.
Holding up a phone. Very hard
like
to
we
see.
got to. I'm thinking, did we cut somebody that we didn't see?
I thought it was big
Is my
news.
social out?
Yeah.
I'm like, did we trade? Is Matthew Stafford a Brown? Like what happened?
Adam
and then next
Schefter
thing you know,
is tweeting it.
next
Like
thing you know-
Schefter bomb at
shoving it.
105 is
Hey,
how
Adam,
I was alerted to it.
I love you, but news to you: everybody who needs to know already does.
That's
Yes.
right.
They have
Shefty,
all the followers.
Worry about what's going on with Cut Down Day.
Yeah, it's
we
like
got a
when you
lot
see-
going on over here.
When you see like a local NFL person like retweet Shefty, yeah, everybody is following him. We all see it.
I'll see it.
You don't need to retweet him.
No, you don't. We're good.
As you were saying, where were we?
I don't know.
We're talking about quarterbacks. Let's not derail what we were talking about.
All right. So
Well, I think it's been direct. Well, we just got to get the train back.
That's
on
right.
track.
We're back. We're refocused.
the engineer to lock in.
Pickett gets hurt, Flacco becomes the starter. It didn't make sense to have 4 quarterbacks. We tried to go through this roster and decisions that would have to be made about that. Now, the Browns have done a very good job of, remember, gassing up Travis Hunter before we traded him, and that was, at that point, remember, that deal was done for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Well after that. And now with Kenny Pickett. And people can refuse to believe it or not, but Kenny Pickett, had he not gotten hurt, was very likely going to be the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. He did get hurt on
Yes.
day 4 of training camp. Once that happened, Joe Flacco was clearly the answer to start. And at that point, when we talked about it, I mentioned it, there are lots of times where you see guys go from being the starter and then they're like third stringer off the team because you got guys that you want to develop. Kenny Pickett's not under contract next year. So, like, if you had started him and he was really good, you would be hoping to get a third-round compensatory. I mean, we've literally laid all this out for you exactly as it actually is or was. And so I'm not surprised at all that they traded him. I always said, they said they're not trading him, but I think I said this on yesterday on Mo Pedman station. Everybody's got a price.
Yeah.
If you call and you make something that makes us want to do it, good. So basically, we traded a 5th-round pick to get Kenny Pickett, and then traded Kenny Pickett for that exact same 5th-round pick back.
Yeah.
So did it happen? Was he here? No, he's a very nice young man. I wish him well. But now you're at 3 quarterbacks. And so now, some of the things change. Now, we've seen reports on various things that were, I think, pretty apparent In terms of bigger names, Deontay Johnson has been reportedly released. He's sent out a tweet, said that, thank you for the opportunity. Pierre Strong has been released, and it's not because Pierre Strong is not an NFL back. He is. It's just that Jerome Ford and Dylan Sampson fit that role.
The redundancy.
It's a redundancy. They need a bigger back. Now, hopefully, get Quinshon Judkins in here, get him signed today. That's certainly something that you would very much like to see. We know now that could we go 10 deep on the line? Kind of feels like it's possible with KT Leviston being acquired today from the Rams. He's a tackle. Browns gave up a 2028 7th-round pick there. It was reported last night DeAndre Carter was released by Jordan Schultz. Not true. Mary Kay says the Browns are not releasing DeAndre Carter. Now, she did say that we were not trading Kenny Pickett. But, again, folks, sometimes you have to understand the way things work and, open your eyes.
Nuance?
The nuance of it.
Yeah.
That the Browns had, and it is true, would the Browns, had they not gotten an offer that they felt was good for Kenny Pickett, gone in the season with all 4 quarterbacks? Yes.
Of course.
Yes. But then they did. Yeah. Just like it is also true that Kenny Pickett, had he not gotten hurt, probably is your starter right now. Or there's at least a 50% chance at a minimum, and
go
probably
back
better than that.
to the first 4 practices of training camp and go look at the team sessions. Go look at who went first and go to who got the reps. Folks.
Old people screaming at the clouds are like, I all know it.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
Because it wasn't true.
No, and certainly not.
And it's never been true.
No.
It's never been true.
Nor was it a general manager directive, wherever that came from, which is beyond my capacity to understand.
Yeah.
Nonetheless.
This is the thing with because of the injuries to Deshaun Watson, in conjunction with the salary of Deshaun Watson, we were always in a position where you were going to have to be very creative at this position. So you were going to take shots in the draft. We did. Took 2 shots in the draft, one in the 3rd, and potentially a lottery ticket in the 5th. Maybe Dylan's a lottery ticket too. 2 shots at it, 3rd and 5th. Bring in 2 quarterbacks. Let's take a shot at it. Unrookie deals, by the way. And you've made this point a bunch of times in regard to Dylan. If he's a rookie backup here for a decade, that's a success.
Huge success.
And he needs to be, I think he's going to be somebody who's going to be here for a very, very long time, and someone who the ceiling might be quite a bit higher than that. We'll see. We'll see. But they took 2 swings at it.
Yep.
The acquisition of Kenny Pickett is pretty straightforward, which was the very first thing we did. And if that doesn't tell you what they thought of him, I can't help you. Sometimes we have to apply some bit of reasonable common sense. So he's the first thing they did was that. You look at Kenny Pickett from their perspective and you go, former first-round pick, pedigree. One thing that these guys do, as long as they've been in charge, if there is someone who becomes available that has pedigree, they'll kick the tires. Maybe there's more to it. Maybe it wasn't developed properly. Who knows? Get him in here. Let's see what it is.
This is an offense that suits him.
Absolutely. This is an offense that would suit better to his skill set. If you go back to the draft, if you listen to the conversations that Quinshon Judkins had, the interviews they had, the first calls he got, the first contact was made by Kenny Pickett. If you go back to the voluntary, to the mini camp, Kenny Pickett was the first guy. He was the presumptive starter. And as you bring in Joe and you say, okay, Kenny, break glass Joe,
rookie
Dylan underneath.
That's what it was going to be.
Yes. And we've laid this out for months.
Yes.
And it gets misconstrued 1,000 ways. People go, wait a second, then why did you trade him? Because the circumstances changed.
That's right.
Kenny Pickett got hurt with a hamstring.
Day 4.
When that happened, a severe hamstring, as we come to find out.
Yeah.
Right? But we didn't realize it at the time.
No.
We did that show on Monday.
I thought he'd be back. Yeah.
We're like, oh, he'll be back in a couple of days. I don't think we'll hold him out for a couple of days precautionary. He'll be back. He couldn't get back.
Nope.
Could not get back. Before that Saturday, when the hamstring happened, Kenny took almost, what would you say, 80 or 90% of the one team reps?
Yes.
And Joe got none.
No,
Joe
didn't really get a lot of reps early in the offseason either, which
No.
I talked to him about, and he was like, look, I get the deal. I know what's going on, and it's frustrating, but I'm just going to make the most of it, and things can always change. And in this case, things did.
The injury to Kenny changed everything.
Yes.
So what that did is it allowed Dylan to run with the ones in the backup role, and over the last, 5 weeks, he has proven to them that he's capable of doing it.
Yeah, the week in Philadelphia was so big because that's a week where Dillon gets to get all that work with the ones. Then he plays in the game. Shedeur ends up not practicing at all that week. Kenny doesn't do anything in team. So every single team rep in Philadelphia was Flacco and Dillon.
Yes.
That's it. And so, yeah, he got a lot of opportunities there, took advantage of it, showed it there in those joint practices, and then showed it in both games. I still think, as I've said all along, their plan is Joe Flacco to get us through the first 6 to 8, and if, by the way, we're winning, he's going to keep playing quarterback.
Yeah.
It's always been that there's going to be this tranche, and your job as the quarterback who's the starter, whether it was Kenny Pickett or Flacco, is so that you don't get to see Dillon Gabriel. But if that comes, Dillon Gabriel is next up. And we thought all along Dillon Gabriel was next up. It was never going to be like, oh, it's going to be Kenny and then Joe, or Joe and then Kenny and then Dillon. It's going to be one of those guys, and then it's going to be Dillon.
Yeah.
And Dillon's job is to make sure that then it's never Shedeur.
Yeah.
This year. And if not, then Shedeur's going to get a tranche. And obviously, we've said it kind of all along, we'd like to see all three of them get a nice tranche here. But your goal is, when you get that opportunity, is so that we're winning, we're in it, we're not making any changes.
Correct.
And that's been the quarterback thing. So once you got to that point and you understand that you have the draft of next year coming up. Remember, here's the timeline. March, you trade for Kenny Pickett. Mid-April, you bring in Flacco. Then you draft the two quarterbacks. Again, you're only expected to draft one quarterback, and that was going to be Dillon Gabriel. He was going to be a Cleveland Brown. So that's why it all changed. And in that scenario, I still think it's true. Whoever was the starter, you would keep the other one here. You'd probably go with 3. Now you could get to a point where maybe you just go with 2. We've done that many times in the past with a rookie. We did it with DTR. But Gabriel was kind of always going to be the second guy up once he showed that he was capable of doing that, because it's the only thing that makes sense. So at that point, getting an asset for Kenny Pickett makes sense. Just like it had been the roles reversed, I guarantee we would have been shopping Joe to somewhere.
Yes. Had it gone the other way. But the other factor in this that can't be missed is that this is all possible because how Dillon came along.
Yes.
Kenny Pickett is still a Cleveland Brown if Dillon did not play the way that he played the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
But he allowed for you to say, okay, if something, God forbid, does happen
he can
to
come
Joe,
and operate this offense.
he can run the full complement of the offense.
Yes.
And without that opportunity, which is there in large part because of the Pickett injury, you would have 4 quarterbacks on this roster and they wouldn't have sweat it.
So it's just funny that you bring some of these things up. So I was doing all of our charting, like charting every rep kind of early on. I'm going back to OTAs. I'm talking training camps, mini camps, all of that. Like before it all went down, the reps were the most for Gabriel, Pickett, big gap to Flacco and Shedeur. Mm-hmm. And then obviously the injury happens and that changes. But that's Pickett and Gabriel would average 30 reps combined for every 20 reps for Flacco and Sanders combined.
Yeah.
So we're talking about 150% there. So this is it. Again, it all happened the way that it did. I'm thrilled that Joe Flacco is going to be the starter for the Cleveland Browns because I think he is going to be fun and he can throw the ball around the yard. He's 4-1 as a starter here. He's a great dude. I think Jerry Jeudy and Njoku and Fannin are all going to be thrilled about it because it would have been a different style offense with Kenny. It would have.
Yeah.
This is going to be more fun, probably more explosions, good and probably some bad. That's just kind of the way that he plays the game as a gunslinger, which is going to be fine. But now getting something for Pickett, who was redundant and was going to eat up a roster spot at that point, that's what you had to do. So I was more surprised by, you had people being like, no, they're 100% keeping 4. You always keep listen, everything that's said is done for a reason.
Yeah.
So, AB's going up there saying, you want some team to believe that if you don't make an offer I like, I'll keep him. And guess what? That was the truth, and that's why it was so believable. Had they not gotten an offer for Kenny Pickett at all, he would be on the roster. They weren't going to cut him.
No.
They weren't going to cut him because he still could be an asset. If there's an injury somewhere else, people still know the guy started 25 games in the league and has a winning record as quarterback in the league. So the opportunity presented itself, and it's there. And now you go into the running back room.
Real quick, as you mentioned the Flacco thing, this is the other thing that is a little lesson in NFL as you're in a transition phase as we are. You have to be quick to flip your script. And the Browns had to flip their script. The injury to Pickett, the incident with Quinshon Judkins, the retirement of Jordan Hicks, all of these things happened boom, boom, boom in 10 days. The makeup of what this team was going to be, offensively, the identity was going to be, we're going to run the ball. You correct me where I'm wrong. We're going to run the ball. We're going to play action off of it. We're going to take the air out of the ball. We're going to try to have long drives to keep you off the field, and we're going to try to, quite honestly, muck it up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's different now.
Yep.
Judkins is not currently here. We're looking for a big back. If he's not going to be here, then you got to find one, and we'll get into that as we go along.
There are plenty of options.
Plenty of options for that. So, and now you have a quarterback who can take the top off.
Absolutely.
So what else happened in the last month? A kid named Isaiah Bond became a Cleveland Brown. Well, guess what he does? So now
I love that sound effect that you do.
It's a good one.
It is.
I
can do it.
Now this thing is all different.
Yeah.
It's all different, and that's the NFL. Some teams can walk into a season and go, it's Josh Allen, and this is what we're doing, this is who we are, and away we go. We had an incredible curveball thrown our way in the 10 days in the lead up to camp and in the first week of camp. Massive.
Yes, exactly. Definitely who you thought you were going to be on defense. Hicks, MJ, and that, to me, the quarterback one worked out, and that's why having Joe Flacco here was so great, because you knew if you needed him, Joe Flacco could come in and get the job done.
Yes.
And I'm excited for the opportunity for Joe Flacco. What you're looking at now is a lot of question marks at the cornerback position, I think. And as we're trying to go through kind of this roster right now, and we can go position however you want to navigate through it, but there are big question marks, and I think that this is a year in which, more so than recent years, because there used to be years where like we would pick 6 guys up. I don't think we're picking up 6 guys, but I think maybe more, there will be, I would imagine, a couple guys picked up off of the claims. Because if the reporting that we're getting is accurate, you are seeing a lot of undrafted free agents on this initial 53.
All right. Let's do that right now in terms of what is being reported.
Let's just go position by position in terms of what's being reported and what we've got. And you can just ask me and I can answer it. I got it.
Okay, you got it? You're ready. Let's start running back.
All right, so running back.
We've already done quarterback.
Yep. We know Jerome Ford and Dylan Sampson will be here. Pierre Strong is reported to have been released. I have not seen anything suggesting that at this point Amani Marshall has been released. My guess is, you would love to get Quinshon Judkins signed certainly in here today. No idea if that's going to happen or not, but there will be a power back added to that mix. And whether I mean that as an addition from in-house, Amani Marshall, whether that means Quinshon Judkins signs and is there, or it means that you pick somebody up from elsewhere. I know a lot of people are excited. Audric Estime, who I liked coming out of Notre Dame, big guy, feels like it would fit. I don't know why it didn't work out in Denver. I'd be somewhat concerned about that.
Yeah.
But I think you will have there will be a big back added to that room. And again, it could be from in-house, just kept there as a placeholder, but that's a position that I would be watching unless Quinshon signs, and I would feel much better about it.
Yeah, then you feel very good to go.
Yeah.
So 3 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, and then the third, you're going to have 3. The question is just which
Who?
is it the guy you drafted at the top of the second round?
I hope so.
Which we hope, or is it something else? All right, wide receiver.
At the wide receiver position, you've got reporting that Gage Larvadan has made the team, and so that means to me it will be 6 wide receivers: Judy, Tillman, Thrash, Carter, and Bond, and Larvadan.
All right, so 6 there.
Yep.
And that's possible because you have 4 quarterbacks. So
Correct.
we talked about that. So now you're at 12 into the tight end room.
I think you're going to keep 2 here. I think you're going to keep Njoku and Fannin. We already know. Do we have the list of the releases out here? No. Is it part of this? No. I'm pretty sure Sal Cannella was released. Mitch Van Voren was released.
I think we had that list yesterday, I think.
Whitehart and Bates, I think that Whitehart's banged up. So I think maybe the way that you get to 24 on offense initially is you keep 2 tight ends. I think you'll end up with 3. This is all in flux. You know what I mean? I think you'll end up with 3.
I got it up on the screen for you.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there we go.
Yesterday.
Yeah, so Sal Cannella and Van Voren. So they still have in that room right now Whitehart and Bates, who I have in yellow. I think ultimately they'll want 3. I think they can try to get away with 2 on the initial, get a couple guys on the practice squad, and use the elevations there because your Shador is going to be inactive. So, yes, he's on the 53, but that's a spot that you'll be able to use. So, on the offensive line, you've got your 5 starters, and I think you could end up with 10 because you got Cornelius Lucas, you've got Zach Zinner, you've got Luke Whippler, you've got Tevin Jenkins, and then you just traded for KT Leviston from the Rams. And I would imagine if you traded for a person today and gave up a 7th-round pick for them, they will be on the 53.
7th-round pick.
7th round in 2028.
The way you said that, I thought you said second.
No. 2028. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
there would be those 5 and then the 5 starters.
So that would be
So it'd be 10.
24.
That's 24. That gets you the 24
Yep.
number. All right.
Defensively on the line, I think Miles, Alex Wright, Isaiah McGuire are locks on the end. This is at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think you will get 2 of the 3 from Tryon Shoyinka, who did not have a great preseason but has the pedigree, former first-round pick. Cam Thomas, who I feel confident about him. And then Julian Aquara. And Aquara's banged up. He suffered a rib injury in that game, so we don't know how that impacts his standing right there.
Okay.
Defensive tackles, we've got Malik Collins, Mason Graham, Shelby Harris, Mike Hall, and Aiden Huntington.
There you go.
And we'll find out where Mike Hall's at. If they IR'd him, so then he'd be out the first 4.
Yeah.
If they did, I don't think the belief was he was closer than that, so I don't know that that's going to happen.
So there's
That's
10.
Yeah.
Now we're in the linebacker room.
Okay, so linebacker room becomes interesting. Locks are Bush, Schlesinger, and Baker. Diabate is a lock. And he should be ready to go for week 1, so that's 4. And then Easton Mascarenas-Arnold, who was your leading tackler in the preseason, Mary Kay is has reported that he is making the 53-man roster. Which, by the way, if all these reports are true, that Gage, Donovan Mitchell, Easton Mascarenas-Arnold, Donovan Mitchell, that's what was in their tweet. I'm sorry, Donovan McMillan.
Donovan McMillan, yeah.
Don't worry, Spider Mitchell still playing basketball. Gage Larvadan, Donovan McMillan, Easton Mascarenas-Arnold, Dom Jones, and Isaiah Bond, and Aiden Huntington. That would mean 6 of our 53, more than 10% of this roster, are undrafted rookies this year. That'd be more undrafted free agents that have made the team combined.
Oh, my God.
In their tenure here.
Yeah.
So it was DeAnthony Bell, Mahmoud Diabate, Ronnie Hickman. There might be another, but
There's a corner. Why am I blank? Wasn't there a corner?
We claimed him. Khalif Lassi, we claimed from Kansas City.
Green? Didn't we have an undrafted?
AJ Green?
AJ Green, wasn't he undrafted?
Yeah, that might have been before 20.
Was it?
Might have been.
It could have been. Depot would have been here, obviously, but
Yeah, but
yeah,
that's
John. Yeah, that might have been. Yeah, but that's the one that jumped into my head. Yeah.
so. Anyway, that's a shocking number. So the question then becomes:
So you're at 15 as we get to the second.
is Winston Reed healthy enough at linebacker to make the 53? He would be on it, or is he somebody that's going to be on IR as he deals with his injury? So that's a spot that's up in the air because we know Buki Watson's out. Corner.
This is fascinating.
So it's Denzel and it's Greg Newsome. We know that Tony Brown has been released. We know that Chigozie Anuzium has been released. Will you throw that list up there again, Gibbe? I would imagine Cam Mitchell is going to be here. All right, we know Christian Holmes, Ken Isaac, Darius Rush have all been released.
I was going to say, who's our other guy? Special
Lamarian
teamer.
James is the only. Tony Brown is released.
Released, yeah.
His contract was terminated.
And Mary Kay has Dom Jones in.
Yep. So then it would be Dom Jones, Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome, Cam Mitchell, Miles Harden is my guess.
So that would be your 5 there.
Yep. And then safety, Hickman and Delpit, we know. Nick Needham, we know, was released. I think Rayshawn is in, Rayshawn Jenkins.
Yeah, I would think.
So that would be 3.
You have 2 more.
So could be 2 of the 3 of KZ, Edmonds, and McMillan is my guess. And if Donovan McMillan has been told he's in, it either means Edmonds or KZ for one spot, right? So, and then the real question that is not up there, and the position that I think is the most interesting, is kicker.
Yep.
And it just feels like it's, I don't want to use the word gotta be. It just feels like it would be hard at this point for it not to be Andre Schmidt.
Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunately, I love D-Hop.
Love
but
D-Hop.
It just feels something's amiss.
Again, these are not scores. It just, and that's why I don't want to use words like has to be, because this is my opinion. It just feels like that at that position you need to go in with some confidence, and I just think it's hard right now, unfortunately, coming off of last year and then coming off of this preseason, to be super confident. Now, if they are, that maybe speaks volumes about stuff that we're not seeing, because we're not watching every kick that he's hitting. But I really think that, going back to all the crazy talk that came out of Saturday's game, was that they really wanted a field goal attempt right there. They got it. Schmidt got it, and he put it right down the middle. It didn't just sneak in. He piped it. And that is a kick that he knows if he misses, it will not be him.
No.
That is a
massive
pressure kick, and he crushed it. So that's where I think you are. That's really what it is.
Yeah, that's the real truth of it. And we have 2.5 hours to see how this all shakes out. And then remember, there will be, like this roster that's 53 at 4 o'clock will be different Thursday. It'll be different.
It'll be different tomorrow.
It's going to be different tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I would imagine, and this is one of those things, that's why this is such a tough day. There are going to be guys that are feeling great excitement, and that excitement might not have staying power. Now, look, if you make this 53 and you get replaced, you're absolutely going to be invited back onto this team's practice squad, and you might end up getting signed by somebody else because you did something. You showed that you belong in the National Football League. And while the practice squad guys get compensated nicely, that is a big financial thing. I think of the guys that are on our fit. I think like Aiden is not going anywhere. That would be the one that I would say is, I feel that he's not going anywhere.
And we'll knock on wood. There's a good chance it'll get released at 3:01, but we would have the roster because the team takes the practice field at 3:20, and it's open to the media. So you're going to know real quick who's there and who's not.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we should have this in the next 90 minutes, knock on wood, but maybe it's 91 minutes.
It's a fascinating day. It is not the end-all, be-all for what a roster will be. And in many this is the last few guys on all of these rosters. So that's kind of the way that all this stuff will break down today, and we'll be here every step of the way guiding you through it. Those are your hot topics of the day, presented by University Hospitals, official healthcare partner of your Cleveland Browns. There is a lot going on around the league, including the Cincinnati Bengals being as all-in as they have ever been as a franchise. We'll get to all of that coming up next. We're off and running on a Tuesday edition of Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Add more fun to your fan of the Bally Bet Sportsbook app. Download today. Get 50 back in bonus bets. You place your first wager of 10 or more. Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. I think I owe you something because I want to say when Travis and Taylor started. Oh, yeah, was that us? Because
that used to be on the board there.
We had it
they'd
on
be
the
broken
board,
up.
right?
Yeah.
When they were going to break up.
Yeah, no, I said never.
You said true love.
True love.
You
dude.
believed in it.
Oh, baby.
You did.
I did.
I think you and Anarella had them done by like Valentine's Day, and they started like
That was like
in,
years
like
ago.
December.
Yeah.
It's like
I do think you might owe me some
Shout out,
treats.
Manarella.
Yeah,
Hope you're
transformative turkey.
or something at the very least. Feels like you're owed that. There was one other one that what was the other one of the relationship ones that we had? Oh, it was Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga.
Never happened. But
That never happened, but we always thought,
or
maybe
did it,
maybe
or
it did.
did it,
Who
or
knows?
did it, yeah.
Such a connection.
Yeah.
In the shallows, it's connected in the shallows around the league. The Cincinnati Bengals put every chip they have into the middle of the table. They got it done. It was a hold-in. Trey Hendrickson finally figured out the deal. Bengals giving him $14 million more this season, bumping his salary up to $30, making him the 6th highest paid pass rusher in the league. There will be no extension. He will walk after this year. He's 30, by the way. Like I think sometimes people think he's like 34. He's not. He's 30.
Yep.
And so it's a 1 year all in for Cincinnati, and he'll move on to different pastures, greener or not. Certainly there will be plenty of greenbacks. But for all the criticism of them and the boomer thing and all of the stuff they do, if you were to tell me a year ago they would have, at that point they had Burrow already locked up, hadn't done Chase yet, that they would do Chase, Higgins, Hendrickson, and keep them all, I would have said you're nuts. And there's plenty of guys I talked to down there that I've had on through the years, and Ben Baby and Mike Petraglia, all these guys through the years, Jay Morrison, have them on, and they're all like, no, they think they're keeping them all. And I'd be like, what are you talking about? And I remember I would sometimes bring that to you guys, and I'm like, they think they're keeping it all. And we're like, how? Like 75% of their cap is 4 guys?
It's they put themselves in a tougher situation because they really haven't, unfortunately, not drafted well outside of the guys that they did. And Chase Brown Chase Brown ended up being a darn good pick. But they have not drafted well defensively, and they put all of their resources in the draft pretty much outside of at the top when you had Burrow, Higgins, and Chase in those years. But, yeah, that's been kind of the tough part. But they're going for it. I don't know that they've got enough juice, so we'll see. But at least they're going for it, and as they should. That's as they should. Now, I will say one thing that's interesting in these contracts and always is it's always about the actual guarantees in the contract.
Yeah.
There is not a single word has come out about Terry McLaurin's guarantees.
Okay, so yesterday there was the story from Pelissaro, 3 years, 96. He got a $30 million signing bonus.
Correct.
But so that's all we knew,
Right.
in terms of guaranteed.
Again, nothing is in there. And he was making what this year? 27?
27, I
So
think,
basically got
something.
like a $3 million raise this year?
Yeah.
So the question is going to be, what is it beyond this year? And my guess is, I could be completely wrong, but we've done this long enough that if there's big guarantees that put him up there with the big boys, his agent has everybody blasting that out.
Yes.
So what it feels like is he did not get anywhere near the guarantees of the big guys. And what that means is that he is obviously not putting that out. And the team's like happy that they got it done. They're not trying to embarrass him. So it's just like somebody's going to get eventually Spot Tracker over the season going to get the actual contract and then it'll come out. But it's not being broadcast for a reason.
And that's that echoes a little bit the way the Bengals handled Hendrickson. They did not say contract extension. They did not talk about. I think. How did they phrase it? A reworked
contract.
Reworked contract for Trey Hendrickson. So that's the part of that. The other thing that's interesting in Cincinnati is I truly believe if they would have hit on Jermaine Burton, that they probably wouldn't have paid T. Higgins, but they weren't.
He's
got
talented,
Burrow,
but he had some.
Yeah, he had some off-field stuff. But
Still
like
some
if he
issues,
blossomed last year, he was drafted to cover their rear end if Higgins walked. But when he didn't, you're staring at Burrow and Chase, and they're saying, sign our boy. And so they did. And so they got it all down. I think they will be – look, we're not going to have a whole lot of interest in them because obviously they're an in-state and a divisional rival. But in terms of their games will be fun, Their games are going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a steady diet of 41-38, 35-34, 35-31, 31-28. They're going to live in that world.
Listen, that's what I always said. Like, even when the Detroit Lions had Stafford and Megatron and they weren't winning anything, Brandon Pettigrew, you knew they were going to be fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the game we had in Denver last year, it was awful that we lost. Nobody's happy about the fact that we lost.
But man, was that!
But that was
fun.
a fun game.
It's fun football.
Yeah, like you
Monday night,
didn't leave
that
and be
was
like,
a
oh man,
fun night.
Yeah.
Winning is always the most fun. But like that game was more fun certainly than like if you had been leading all game 9-7 and they kick a last second field goal and you lose 10-7.
Yes.
Like that was fun. There was some excitement. So.
Couple other things, lots of other things, actually. Amari Cooper has found a new team, and it is one of his former teams. Coop back with the Raiders on a one-year deal there as the Raiders try to figure out kind of their weaponry. Look, Pete's in his 70s. He's not there to rebuild anything. He's trying to flip it quick and get them a winning record. I think if they could have a winning record, be in the playoff hunt, that'd be cartwheels for Mark Davis and everybody out there. So that's kind of the objective. Speaking of the Raiders, one of their current receivers wants out, Jacoby Myers. He's coming off a career best, 87 for 1,027, 4 touchdowns, 3 different quarterbacks thrown to him last year. Geno there now.
Why does he want that?
I don't know.
He's looking for a contract extension.
Well, obviously it's always
Talks
about
broke
money.
down. He's like, just get rid of me. Then.
Well, they drafted Jack Beck, who's basically going to be a slot receiver. So I guess
Yep.
he's his replacement. So maybe he knows he's not getting a longer deal there. I don't know. I think Jacoby Myers is a very good player.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's like a needle mover where you're
No.
like, oh, we're different now because we have Jacoby Myers.
No. Couple others around the league. The Texans releasing tackle Trent Brown, also from Houston and Shefty. A name to watch today is left tackle Cam Robinson. So they're discussing trading him. Texans are not activating running back Joe Mixon by Tuesday's 4 o'clock deadline, making him eligible to play at least the first 4 games of the season. That could mean that Nick Chubb would be your starting quarterback or starting running back rather in Houston. Now I've heard a mixed bag.
It hasn't been positive out there. I hope it is. I hope he goes out there and lights it up.
I know.
I love Nick Chubb.
Of course. God bless him. He's
Still right there.
Still there.
Still there. But yeah, like that's wild to think that's theirs because that team has everything else. If CJ bounces back, and I believe that he will, their defense is loaded.
And the kid they drafted in the second round is kind of like another Nico Collins. So they're going to have 2 big Nikos, and then they're going to have Christian Kirk, Dalton Schultz. Yeah, that's Stroud. And the reports were coming out, right? I'm sure you saw this, that Stroud wasn't allowed to audible or change protections or do anything, which
seems odd.
It's also odd, though. This is how 2 years ago, Slowick was like the hottest offensive coordinator in the league. And then last year, it's like he can't coach anymore. That's some of the stuff that sometimes is wild in the NFL.
Yeah, that is true. Commies releasing former Browns center Nick Harris. Love Nick, just the injury thing. I mean, crushed that one year. We had him in here, and he was so excited, then got dinged, and that was always the thing for him. Tommy DeVito is released by the G-Men. Tommy Cutlets will always have his agent. God bless him. And the Packers releasing linebacker Isaiah Simmons. We loved him in the process. We weren't right on him. It just didn't work for him in the pros the way we thought.
No, and it's one of those where you wonder, was he just never put – at some point it's on the player, right?
Yeah.
But was he asked to be too much of a tweener where he never really got good at one of the things? I mean, he was such a beast in college, but sometimes that doesn't happen. You know, I remember going back years. I want to say he was out of BC. Aaron Curry.
Oh, yeah.
Was like
Aaron Curry was out of Wake Forest.
Out of Wake?
I'm pretty
and
sure.
Went to the
Seahawks.
Right?
Yeah, he actually was drafted ahead of Laurinaitis.
And was like considered the most can't miss, and it just never worked out. It's a tough evaluation. I'm surprised. Obviously, I think the guy's a pretty darn talented guy. But I don't know that he fits what we need.
No. And I think sometimes, like, if it's just like any other position, if you are not incubated in a position to succeed and you lose faith, you lose confidence in what
who you
are, and you forget who you are. And, the key for all these dudes is, by the time you get to Sunday or practices, it's to be 10 feet tall and bulletproof. And it doesn't always work that way for various reasons, some of it on your end and some of it on the other's end. All right. I'll do this as succinctly as I can, but there's a lot of layers to this. What's going on down in Columbus that's gotten a lot of attention today. We'll try to make sense of that coming up next. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily, presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns on 850 ESPN Cleveland. And more fun add more fun to your fandom with the Ballybet Sportsbook app. Download today, get 50 back in bonus bets. You place that first wager of 10 or more. Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. All
What the
right.
hell are you guys doing down there?
Well, first of all, I'm not doing anything. So
You're winning. You're winning.
This is
But-
let
It's
me
just so
get this right.
contentious. Banning people?
Well, they
I
did
know
it.
about bans.
Shame.
I've had banning in my lifetime. There's been plenty of things
I
banned.
think you had an 8 game.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Off the top rope.
Wow.
Macho
Not
Man
even
style.
what I was talking about. Ouch.
Jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Just
Oh, my goodness gracious
Bomb.
me.
Making fun of my beautiful T-shirt from the Cleveland Browns.
I would tell you this.
You want to come in here and model that for the people right now?
No, I don't.
We were making fun of your it's a lot of choices that were made on a T-shirt.
Yes. We're not
it has
blaming
nothing
you.
to do with the team. It has
No.
everything
It
wasn't
to do
about
with
you.
The brand.
No, it's just strange that they put all of those things on what should have been just a very simple brown V-neck T-shirt with our logo on it, which is what you would do.
Yeah.
All right, so we're all parents. It's a tough world to live in right now.
Some of us knew.
Brand new in some instances. It's a tough world to live in right now because everybody has their own truth. And it's almost like it's too much of a hassle to look into the real truth.
We just saw it today.
We just lived it today.
victimized.
It's too much of a hassle to look into the real truth, so you just run with this truth as it makes sense to you. So yesterday I saw this, that Ohio State had banned Dave Portnoy, the founder of Barstool and one of the most successful sports entrepreneurs of all time, that they had banned him. Also, Michigan alumnus and massive Michigan booster who enabled Connor Stallions in a certain way and absolutely contributed to Bryce Underwood ending up at Michigan. He was part of organizing all of that. But look, they've invited Desmond Howard all the time, so there had to be more to it. And I blame myself a little bit for this. I had put this in my morning show without contacting Ross Bjork, the athletic director at Ohio State, to verify it. And I should have.
yeah.
So before I started this morning, Ross Dellinger of Yahoo had the story.
All over it.
He was all over it. It was not Ohio State's decision to ban Dave Portnoy. They didn't ban anybody from Ohio Stadium. But what they did was, it was a Fox decision in that the Fox Game Day crew will be in the studio for their last segment, because they kick at noon, will be in the studio, in the stadium for their last segment before the noon kick. And apparently Portnoy's part of the show, which is they've now partnered, Barstool and Fox have partnered, that part of the show was never going to be in the shoe.
Okay.
Now, what I don't know, and I don't care, is if Ohio State said the Barstool tailgate show can't be on campus. Then they have the right to do that. You request a credential, you request space to do things. It's up to Ohio State if they want to permit that or not. They're under no obligation to grant permission to anybody. So I don't know that part. That part
Correct.
doesn't
I'm-
matter
and
to
I'm
me
not
at all.
talking about that.
He was not.
Yeah.
Per Ross Bjork, he was the athletic director at Ohio State. He was not banned or not permitted to be in Ohio Stadium.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if he applied for a credential. I don't know if Fox applied for a credential. I don't know.
Well, and the Yahoo people said Fox's comment was only the desk crew
Yeah.
will be inside the stadium, and that Portnoy, excuse me, wouldn't be in any Big Ten stadiums this year.
Yeah, which makes sense because I think what they're going to try to do, and I also I saw our buddies at Awful Announcing, and they are spot on this. It feels like Fox and Barstool did like a shotgun marriage without a whole lot of dialogue about how all
What
this
it's
was
going
going
to
to
actually
go.
look like. Yeah.
So the way I understand it, Barstool still is going to try to take their tailgate show on the road. I don't know if they're always on campus or not. Some campuses probably can't wait to have them because they don't get a whole lot of attention. This is Ohio State and Texas. The whole college football world is going to be there Saturday. Every pregame show on the planet is going to be there Saturday. I don't know when's the last time either of you were around Ohio Stadium. As big as that space is, there's not that much of it. You got a river on one side. You have parking garages on the other. The Ohio Stadium parking lot is small.
Yeah.
When you consider it's 105,000 people going into that
Correct.
place. You guys have parked down there. You've been to the tailgates. Some of these tailgates are a mile and a half away, and it's still campus. You're parking in grass fields and stuff.
You got to take a couple cocktails with you as you walk, because otherwise you're sober by the time you get there.
It's not like some of these places where there's parking everywhere around the stadium. There isn't that much. So that part I can't comment to, but they did not deny him access in any way.
So there you go.
There it is. And that's the real truth.
That's the truth.
That's it.
Bootsy.
That's the way that it shook out. Junior Bounds backers, the Cleveland Browns official kids club presented by University Hospitals, Rainbows, Babies, and Children in association with Cardinal Credit Union, back for a second season of fun for ages 4 to 12. Give your kid a season full of Browns memories with exclusive gear, experiences, events, plenty of surprises all season long. Visit juniorbrownsbackers.com to join today. Second hour, headlined by the play-by-play voice, Andrew Siciliano. Coming up next, you're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. It's presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Elk and Elk, serious lawyers, serious injuries. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO for a free case review. Elk and Elk's proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. We head on the Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea Hotline, official sponsor of your Cleveland Browns. Keep it Twisted Cleveland. He is a play-by-play voice of your Cleveland Browns. Andrew Siciliano joining us from Los Angeles. Buddy, good talking to you. Where does Cut Down Day? What are some truths that you've observed through the years with Cut Down Day? just in terms of the way that it happens, if so much is made of every single cut down, and then you wake up tomorrow and things change again. Where are you kind of with the way that this is all covered and the way it's talked about?
I can't believe you don't want to talk about Taylor Swift and you're going right to the 53.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What happened? What happened today? What happened?
Okay.
What happened?
Hi guys.
Like baseball,
Hi guys.
Andrew.
Hi guys.
What is this?
I
Is
kid
Taylor
because
Swift
This is big news. I broke it to my kids.
Is she a prospect in the Guardians organization? Is she in Akron?
Hey, the Guardians 2026 schedule just released. They're opening out here.
Nice timing on that, huh?
digress.
Nice timing on
Nathan,
that
what
for
do the
Major
kids
League
say?
Baseball.
The kids are very excited about this engagement.
Aren't they?
They are very excited about it, and they think that
I don't want to do a victory lap.
They think that it's one
However-
step closer to them living in Cleveland, which they are very
I
excited
think.
about.
I mean,
They're gonna have a house.
Listen, Chris Rose was at JoJo's
property.
yesterday.
I'm just saying.
And they
I'm
part
just
of
saying.
like bringing somebody into JoJo's who's there for they show. This is where they sat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they saw the table. Yeah.
It's like
they
Lincoln
don't
at
say,
the Ford
Yeah.
Theater.
Yes. That really happened
What
yesterday.
they don't say is,
I'm telling you.
this is where Nathan and Siciliano sat back in October.
No,
They
that
don't-
was
they
at the
don't say
bar.
that.
No, they should
No.
have. Yeah, they
Yeah,
should
that was
have.
at the bar.
Yeah.
Belly on. I just want to do my victory lap real quick.
Please.
I was the very first person to ever ask Travis about this on camera. I just want
Give us the details.
Wow.
How did
Yeah,
this happen?
say
When?
more.
training camp in August of 2020, and we had him live on NFL Network. And I'm like, I had heard it was kind of in the internet that he had tried to shoot a shot, and I'm like, I'm going to nail him down. And he didn't say much, but what he didn't say and how awkward he made it look, and how at one point when I pressed, he looked at the camera and went, all right, and that's going to do it. Let's wrap it up here on NFL Network.
Now, hold on.
All right, we got something.
So this is before they got together, or so was when or they were they together at this point?
Oh no, they were not in any way public at this
Oh,
point. There
this
had been
was-
a rumor that Jason had mentioned on the pod a day earlier something about going to the show, and Travis had a friendship bracelet ready, but like he never got to meet her.
Oh, okay.
And so I said, "Did you really shoot your shot?" And he was like, I'm not going to talk about this. And I said, but has she reached out since you shot your shot? And that's when he went, and that's going to wrap it up, and we're going to move on. And Michael Robinson went, oh, look what you did. Like you shot your shot, and you didn't say no. And that was it, yeah. Anyway, I'm happy for them both. Truly, I take no credit.
Well, be something if you did.
It's
Be
funny
something
because
if you're like, well, wait, because like Aaron Andrews and Carissa Thompson have. Like,
a part of me thinks
where's your
that-
victory lap?
Yeah, I don't know why you weren't in the engagement announcement, to be honest.
should have been.
It feels like a real omission.
Aaron and Carissa have far more to do with it than I do. I have nothing to do with it whatsoever. I'm just a guy that asked a question. Moving on. Back to the 53. What was the question? What's
I
the
don't know.
biggest
Take it wherever you want.
Misunderstood thing?
Or
I
just
think
what do you think about the day?
Okay. So my thing is this. Last year there were only 27 players claimed.
Yeah, it was low.
And I mean, initially right after cutdown, and the Panthers claimed 7 of those 27. They had the number 1 spot. Right now, the Titans have the number 1 spot. Obviously, the Browns are number 2. So I think Tennessee is going to claim a lot of players, but there is this idea, oh my God, can we get this guy through waivers? When in reality, there aren't nearly as many claims of players that turn out to have a lasting impact on a team that people think. Now, they're important to you, meaning they're important to one of the 32 in that moment. Like, hey, we love this kid. We don't want to cut him and risk losing him. In the moment, they're important. Long term, whether or not these cut down day waiver claims ever truly move the needle, there are only so many of them. So I would just go big picture. That is one thing that I think people should remember. The other thing, too, is the word initial 53, initial in front of 53, to me is important because as you guys, and I've been listening, have pointed out, a lot can change with either waiver claims or vested veterans coming back after the first week where their salary isn't guaranteed, things like that. A lot can change in the next 48 hours to really 10 days.
Right now, if we are to believe reports that are currently out there, Aiden Huntington, Donovan McMillan, Gage Larvidan, Easton Mascarenas Arnold, Isaiah Bond, and I'm missing one other one. From an undrafted free agent standpoint, I think I'm missing one more.
Dom Jones.
Dom
Dom
Jones.
Jones, yeah.
So that's 6. Okay. Then you add that to Mason Graham, 7. Dylan Sampson, 8. Carson Schlesinger, 9. Quinshawn, if he gets here, 10.
Yep.
Harold Fannin, 11. Dylan Gabriel, 12.
Shador Sanders,
13. We could be looking at 13 of 52 would be an even 25%, but we're 25% of this roster are rookies.
Yeah.
Well,
is that
we've agreed?
Would you be surprised by that, number one? And that's got to be one of the highest rates since we were back in the 15, 16
Hugh
days.
era, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really high number, but then again, we all agree, and we've all been saying. I mean, even going back to last year when you realized that it was going downhill last year, that this team has to get younger. I don't know that all those names are going to
That's why it's the initial, exactly.
Yeah, the initials. Some of them will get through to the practice squad, and there may be decisions made where, you pick somebody else up and one of those guys has to get cut and hopefully does land on the other list, the list of 16, where you're still getting a good paying job and you're just one injury or one good day of practice away from getting up to the game day roster. We need youth. I think anyone who looks at this team last year knows that you need youth. And that's the only way to get out from under some of the salary cap burdens of the last few years. Hopefully, a good percentage of those names that you just listed of the rookies turn out to be players that you can count on for years to come.
Andrew, what did you make of the news last night of Kenny Pickett being traded to Las Vegas?
I think my brother framed it really well this morning when he texted me, and I hadn't looked at it this way. You traded a DTR for a 5, right? Think about it. You traded DTR and a 5 for Kenny Pickett.
Yep.
And then they flipped Kenny Pickett for a 5. If I told you last year that after seeing DTR for a couple of years, and we all love him, and it was great, Nathan, you and I got to catch up with him, and a bunch of other Browns personnel did on the field in Philadelphia, love him, wish the best for him, and I do think he could play in this league. But if I had told you last year, hey, we're going to get a 5 for DTR, which is what you spent initially when you drafted him, I think everyone would have been happy. You move on. In the meantime, you get Kenny Pickett moving through the building. Yes, he had an opportunity to be the guy day number 1, and then he got hurt and it didn't happen. 4 quarterbacks could have been done, but it's a lot easier with 3. 4 would have been, even though AB said it's not a burden, it's an opportunity. It's a heck of a lot easier to navigate the rest of your roster. Nathan, you just listed all those young guys. Like, to try to figure out the secondary, to try to figure out what you're doing with maybe an injury on O-line or an injury on D-line. It's a heck of a lot easier when you're only carrying 3.
Much, or even 2, when, you've got to try to figure this out and
or
figure
even
out
2.
this roster.
Yeah, I mean, 4 is unnecessary. 4, you have to navigate a lot of other things.
What is your take on the kicker situation? What would you go, leaving your Syracuse bias out of it, if you are able?
I think, and you and I talked about this, and I wish, by the way, with all the tinfoil hat conspiracies about the quarterbacks that were running rampant on Sunday, that people had listened to the final 10 minutes of the game. I don't mean clock time, I just mean real time, when you brought it up and we unpacked it throughout that not only final Browns drive with Snoop, but the final Rams drive when it became apparent that they were probably going to score. This set up an end-of-game situation for the kicker.
Yep.
And we need to figure out if Andre Schmidt can do it. And he did. Now the Browns have to figure out, as they look around, is there another guy out there, maybe a veteran that they trust a little bit more? Schmidt still never kicked in a regular season NFL game. He's bounced around, was with the Bears for a little bit, and yes, he had a great college career. His Lou Groza award was actually not as a senior. It was earlier in his career, and then at the end of the Syracuse career, maybe not as hot as the beginning of his career. But he proved that in a pressure situation, he could make it. That pressure situation against the Rams, in front of a sparse crowd is going to be a lot different than the one he might face if he is the guy on September 7th with the packed house and Joe Burrow on the other sideline. But I do think, and Nathan, I know you brought this up yesterday, that there is a difficult decision to make, and they have to figure out whether or not they want to eat the money and move on.
Yeah, that's
right now. Would you be leaning towards, if it was an in-house solution, towards Schmidt?
If it's in-house, yes. I think, look, we all love Dustin. You just can't be leaving extra points on the field. You can't forget about, look, 2 years ago he was a weapon from 50-plus. He wasn't just maybe he makes this. He was a weapon from 50-plus. We all agree that this is going to be another one of those years where the defense hopefully plays well and the offense, you're not going to win too many shootouts, so your kicker's important, right? Every extra point matters. Just getting to the 40 for a lot of teams means you're in field goal range. The Browns got to get back to, hey, if you're at the 40, you're in field goal range. I realize you can't bank on 58-yarders every week, but look around the league. Cam Little just nailed a 70-yarder and then another 60-plus. Brandon Aubrey, the game has changed. And 2 years ago, the Browns were one of those teams for which you can say, hey, just cross midfield and we got a chance. I don't know that Andre Schmidt has that kind of leg, but you got to be able to rely on your kicker.
What are you most curious about with this roster between now and 4 o'clock, hour 45 minutes?
What the backfield looks like. If you guys were just talking about that too, if they're truly moving on from Pierre Strong, does he come back on the practice squad? Can you trust Amani Marshall and blitz pickup? He certainly had the nice pickup to get Shador a little pocket movement and the ability to throw to Caden Davis in Carolina, but he also couldn't hold the blocking and he got Joe Flacco sacked. It was the only reason, but obviously the protection was part of it there when Flacco took his only sack on Saturday. I know you brought up Audric Estime. Obviously, there's the Tommy Reese connection. You and I, Nathan, were texting yesterday when I saw that he was getting cut loose, that might be an option. And then what's the deal with Judkins? Like, listen, look at the suspensions around the league. A lot of teams are still waiting. DeMarcus Robinson, they're still waiting there for some details in San Francisco. We're at cutdown day, and I know that they're not all in one basket from 345 Park. But I would think that the Browns are not the only team that is hoping for some kind of clarity for guys that are in the middle of the disciplinary process. So hopefully we figure something out soon.
I know it doesn't have to be, but do you feel like there's kind of in my mind, it feels like there's at least an artificial deadline with Quinshon of today by 4?
I would think so. Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I don't know for certain. I mean, we thought this would be over a couple of weeks ago. When I say over, I mean at least understand where the finish line is.
Yep.
Like get some kind of clarity on either the contract or the discipline or both, and we still don't.
Do you guys have any point of reference on something like this?
I don't.
I
was
either.
thinking about this. I don't know the last time that there was a suspension like this or a looming disciplinary issue.
Sure.
Let's put it that way, because I don't know that he's going to get suspended for an unsigned draft pick. I can't.
I couldn't think of one either. I was racking my brain trying to think if there was any circumstances that were similar, and I really couldn't come up with any.
And if the reporting is to be believed that the hang-up is over guaranteed money, like at some point I would imagine, look, just get in here and play. And if you don't do anything off the field again, it's basically a guaranteed contract.
Yeah.
Right. But at the same time, there's basic language in all deals that say that if you run afoul of the NFL's personal conduct policy,
correct,
we automatically can remove guarantees
can void it.
From your deal.
Which has happened. Like, I think had he been signed, it would have
But has it happened?
Been in there.
What if there is no discipline?
Don't they have to have some?
I think then the league owes something. Like, how hard is this? Like, okay, here are the facts. Here's what was in the report,
right?
And the fact that there are things that at least provide credible doubt as to what went down in that situation, we're not going to suspend you. This is me talking. This is a completely different conversation for another day. But, like, if you are exonerated in a court of law in this country, to me, then you should not be facing discipline here. I know it's a private company.
Gone
and
down
nobody
this
can discipline,
road.
of course.
We've gone down this road. Plenty of other players, and obviously we know of one, right?
Of course.
Plenty of other players have been suspended even when the criminal cases go away.
For sure. And I do think that there could be some type of a delineation that if you are willing to pay money to settle a case to make it go away, that is some way of that saying on some level I felt the need to make right for something, and you could say that, okay, maybe some wrongdoing has occurred. But in an event where, like, there just are no charges, it's a he said, she said, and there is conflicting evidence, and that's just based on the report that was issued by the law enforcement. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there.
No.
Probably only 2 people know what happened. If that's not the case, if this wasn't a paid-to-go-away situation, like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Well, also look at the league disciplinary calendar here for a guy like Rashee Rice.
Yeah, and then that one's being pushed off. That doesn't make any sense either.
Why is this stuff
That one doesn't make any sense either. Now, there's another way to look at it, too. I know there's the Chiefs conspiracy theory, which I don't buy, but some fans are up in arms. Oh, are you going to let them play all through September and all these nationally televised games and Brazil and all this? Yeah, no, I get that side of it. But the other side of it is, let's say he has his hearing in October, and then that takes a couple of weeks for the decision, and then he gets a hefty suspension. He might be gone for the year at that point.
Yep.
And the Chiefs may never get him back. So do you want him in the first half of the year or the second half of the year? Look, his suspension might only be a matter of games, but no one around the league thinks it's only a handful of games. It's multiple felonies here we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. The note, and also, like, if you're in the conspiracy group that thinks, like, they're trying to make sure that they get ratings for Brazil games, let me just break some news to you. Rashee Rice is not changing ratings in any way, shape, or form. He's not Mahomes. No. He is not the guy who just got engaged to the most famous woman on the planet. So as long as they're involved, they'll be just fine in Kansas City.
That game is going to the NFL massive number.
Yeah, the NFL is almost immune to that. The NFL is immune to that type of stuff.
The NFL's concern with that game has nothing to do with whether or not Rashee Rice is allowed into Brazil. It has everything to do with whether or not YouTube or just, a standalone streaming game of that magnitude, the second day of the season, holds up streaming.
Yes. Yeah, certainly. All right. What are we? Hour 40 away, so it's going to be here before we know it. Let's get you out of here on this one. If you were to give your best guess, since you are the man who fostered this relationship in the begin with, if you were to take your best guess at where the wedding takes place,
ooh, that's a good one.
What venue are you going with?
The new dome in Brook Park, 2029. We're not opening with a concert.
I mean,
we're not. This is going to be a long, long betrothal, a long engagement,
long courtship,
a long courtship.
I mean, for men out there listening,
presided over by Uncle Baby Billy.
Come on now.
You ever told?
You two been together forever?
You ever gotten down
now.
on a knee and said, "Honey, say yes, but wait 3 years"? I mean, how does that work?
Listen, when you're there, want to milk it, they want to milk it out.
All right, so I'm not going to hold you necessarily.
How about Huntington Bank Field?
I'm not going to hold you to location, but I want you to guess your theme. So you can do.
I'm going to
beach.
say not in this country.
I'm leaning where you are. Where are you at, Siciliano? What do you got?
Internationally and beach. However, if you look at the photo that they both posted,
looked like it was in a
to
forest.
Announce this thing. Yeah, it's wooded. There are flowers.
Oh, baby!
Whatever it is, I guarantee you, she's already figured it out, and it has something to do with not this imminent album release, but the next one. If you know anything about Taylor Swift, she has planned every single detail, and I truly do mean this. She plans stuff on her album release weeks and months in advance, and she drops these little hints. I mean, something as subtle as like the color of her shoes, and I'm not kidding, or the color of her sunglasses, or the hand on which she is wearing a certain ring or bracelet. There are hints dropped months.
What a breakdown!
Months and months in advance.
What a breakdown!
Seriously,
what did you settle on? Did you get
I see this happening in the crystal clear turquoise waters of the Maldives.
You're going beach too.
What voice is that?
I like that.
Uncle Baby Billy.
Uncle Baby Billy.
Combined with Ashley Schaefer BMW. Yeah.
Wow, that'd be perfect. And a little bit of Mach.
A little bit of the oh yeah, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift gonna tie the knot. Yeah, biggest wedding since me and Miss Elizabeth at SummerSlam 1991. Yeah,
Oh man,
It's going to be in a castle.
get out more.
They're going. They're going.
Quite frankly, after that breakdown you just did of Taylor Swift,
Hey,
maybe you need to
let
get
me
out
tell you.
more.
Let me tell you, I lived in a Swiftie home for a long time. Okay,
Same.
Long.
I'm
All
in-
right, you
I'm
got
in it.
beach.
right.
Yeah.
You're going Maldives. Siciliano, did you ever give us an answer?
Well,
Or
that's
did you
what
just get all around
Uncle
it?
Baby Billy wants.
I think she's. I think we're going
I think
European
it's gonna be
castle.
beach.
Yes.
European castle
Or
is what I'm going with.
castle.
Well,
Maybe
no,
a
one or the
castle
other.
on
You got to
beach.
pick one.
Maybe. Hey, there are European castles on the beach.
Name.
Go to Normandy.
Okay, they're not getting married in
Not
Normandy.
getting
Are you? I mean,
They're not doing that.
you've seen
Lake
Band
Como,
of Brothers. You went to a
Lake
good
Como,
school.
right.
Like, come on
Lake
now.
Como. Maybe
I want a
Lake Como?
I need an answer from you. Beach, castle, church. What are you going?
I say a castle on the beach.
Oh, for God's sakes, get out of here. Get back to your beach.
My castle's crumbling
Siciliano.
down.
What's
There he
wrong
goes.
with
There he
that
goes.
idea?
Because you hedged.
It is-
You're
it
hedging.
feels like a hedge.
Did you not watch Game of Thrones? They have castles on the beach.
So she's getting married in Dubrovnik,
That's the
and
point.
I'm good with that.
It's Croatia.
Yeah, it is Croatia.
Nathan
You're
to
right.
officiate.
Yeah, I'd gladly do that.
We'll talk to you soon. There he goes.
Dearly
Here's your
beloved,
Cleveland tie-in. Goodbye.
we
All
are
right.
gathered here today.
You could sell it. There's a Southern Baptist
Bible
minister
bonkers.
deep within you.
Tingus.
That's a Tejas Subway. He's the only one who could play it.
Tingus.
Kid couldn't do it.
Couldn't do
He's
it.
got to do it. We'll do a little higher lower coming up next. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Hey, Browns fans, enter the Dog Dash Sweepstakes presented by Milkbone for a chance to have your pup compete in the annual dog races during halftime of the Browns-Dolphins game on October 19th. Grand prize includes 2 season tickets for the 2026 season and Milkbone for a year. Visit clevelandbrowns.com/milkbone to enter. Time for a little higher or lower. Hello, Gibby.
Gentlemen, hi.
How are you?
Oh, just refreshing Twitter, digging through the Taylor Swift stuff.
Big news out of Cincinnati. The Bengals have informed rookie long snapper Will Wagner that he's won the job for 2025.
Bum, 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 bum.
Whoop, whoop!
It's funny, I was saying this morning, like, these are people and feelings and dreams that are hopes and dashed and all of it. But big picture NFL, not necessarily for us with this team because we have relationships with a lot of these guys who are being let go and so forth and so on. This is the very bottom of rosters.
Yes.
Like, this is kind of like the one day that because I think, like, I give a lot of hell sometimes to, like, baseball Twitter, NBA Twitter for acting like every transaction is the Herschel Walker trade, right?
Yep.
And NFL writers go nuts over today, and we parcel over it. But this is the very bottoms of rosters.
Yes.
Like, it is rare that anything that happens today is going to impact what teams are.
Okay, so I would add this.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers have set their initial 53-man roster.
On it.
Ours is coming in 17 minutes. Real one.
17?
17 would be perfect.
17's perfect.
27.
Did
would be
you
a problem.
struggle with the math there?
Oh, yeah, 27.
Eddie George.
I looked up-
Eddie George is
sorry.
not having that
Oh.
type of accountability on campus, Gibby. You better be right. Remember to bring your A game when you're
By the way,
representing
that's a
BG.
big night tomorrow night. I think it's tomorrow night.
Thursday, isn't it? Or is it tomorrow?
It might be.
Tomorrow night's when they tape Saturday Night Live. I mean, yeah, that's right.
Retire. Herb's going up into the Ring of Honor.
That's a big day.
Big night.
Big night
Big
for
night on campus.
That's fun.
George's debut. I think it's
I see-
Louisiana Lafayette, the power coming in.
He's on, like, the Raging Cajuns are coming in?
I believe so.
I saw he was like doing like a hype session on a stand in the middle of a street.
Oh,
Eddie
yeah.
is.
They do it. They
He's
do a
killing
big
it.
parade now in Tailgate. I was like,
He's killing it.
we did not do that.
He is the best. He's the best former professional football player hype man that I've ever seen. He's so good on the mic.
He's amazing on the mic.
Yeah.
The first time I ever got to meet him in person, we were doing pregame for an Ohio State-Michigan game. Eddie George's had just opened in Columbus.
Yeah.
I'm working up in Cleveland. I knew it had opened. Called down there and said, hey, any chance the Cleveland ESPN affiliate could do stuff from down there? They're like, no one else has even called us. Like, yeah, we'll set you up in like the VIP room.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, awesome. And they were all they helped me
Great.
get the lines installed. At that point it was a lot. It was ISDN and might have had an AT&T truck towed away in the middle of it, even though it was being it was servicing the area. But on High Street, that's a big no-no to park. We're doing the pregame show that Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And they open the windows of like the VIP room. So like we're in there, we're doing the show, we've got our speakers going, everything. Eddie walks in. Now this is Ohio State, Michigan. It is wall-to-wall people. He's got the Ohio State marching band marching through the bar. It's pure insanity. It is wall-to-wall people. He comes in, introduces himself to every single person, from the interns working like to our on-air hosts. He goes, hand me a mic.
Yep.
You got a wireless? I said, I do. He goes, here. Walks out into the bar, stands up on the bar,
Yep.
and goes, everybody gets a shot. It's 10:10 in the morning, and Michigan still sucks. And the place went berserk.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
And that's,
Perfect.
That's Eddie George. And they laid out the red carpet. Like, the tab never came. I was like, what do we owe? Like,
Yeah.
and they're like, nope, Eddie's
Nothing.
got it. I'm like,
Eddie's on it.
God
He's a
bless you.
stud. He's been on Broadway. Eddie. I mean, like,
He's got a great presence, too. I
Oh.
ran into him at the Combine this year. Great presence.
he is. I still think this, and he's one of the more decorated players to ever play there. He is the answer, though, to when even still, and he didn't win a national title, won the Heisman, But when he walks in a room, he's the one guy down there that it stops. Just stops when he walks in. There's such a charisma to him. Such a charisma.
Yeah.
And he's big. I mean, he's a big dude.
Big dude.
Great shape,
Good-looking
handsome,
dude.
like
Still
all
looks
of
like
it.
he could play.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool.
He's like in the Calvin Johnson school.
He is, yes.
It is wild, though, when you go back and like look at his career numbers, like how quickly the physicality kind of took a toll on his yards per carry.
That's what I always when I think about Derrick Henry and the fact that he had 1,900 yards last year at that age.
6 yards a carry.
It's crazy that he was still able to do it. Yeah, Eddie took a beating.
Yeah. Me and S, other than we have like our team is all rookies and then dudes that were really good in like 17. We got like Devontae Adams, Kelsey, Derrick Henry, Lamar.
I probably
And
had
then
the
a bunch of
worst
rookies.
draft I've ever had in my life.
We got an
last
F
night.
from CBS.
I guarantee I got an F from Yahoo.
Which makes me
Sometimes I think that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
I've never had it to where I picked 9, which I think is the worst place you can pick in a 10-person draft because you don't even control the comeback.
No, it'd be nice to be 10th. Yeah,
10 at least, fine. Give me 10, 11. I know now I can strategize. 9, you got to rely on. You got 8, you got to worry about. 10 and 11 before you pick again, and then it's forever.
Yeah, it's forever
to get back in there.
Yeah.
And my first 3 picks, the way I was thinking about building the team, were picked in front of me in all 3 instances.
That's not fun.
And so then I had to like scramble, and I don't even know who I ended up with. I was doing it. I don't know. It's not.
We've
good.
got Luther Burden, so
Well,
we're
thank God.
good.
Thank God.
Then we also drafted Colston Loveland. I'm like, they can't. What?
Secret Michigan fan, S?
I don't know. It feels that way, but also at the same time,
We know he's a known litterer.
they've got known litterer. They've got DJ Moore. They
Boy,
drafted
do
Roma
we.
Dunze in the first round the year before.
Yeah.
They got running backs. Like, I mean,
Weapons all over the place.
obviously, when you draft Loveland, I think that early he's going to get get in the mix.
All right. So BG plays Thursday at 6.
I thought, Thursday.
So there you go.
By the way, where's Valley Forge at? I'm looking at the high school game of
Parma.
the week for week 2. Right here in
Parma,
Parma.
yeah.
In Parma. All right.
So Parma
It's a great
has
logo.
Parma?
It's an
Well,
incredible
no, they don't
logo.
have Parma anymore. Parma closed.
What about Normandy?
Normandy?
It's Normandy and Valley Forge, I believe.
In Normandy,
That's
the
it.
Invaders. I know that.
I think
Alma mater of
Holy
the Miz.
Name is there, and so is Padua.
and the
Two
great
technically.
Monobros. Normandy.
Normandy's
That's correct.
there.
All
Yeah.
that's correct.
My wife's parents went to Valley Forge, and there was a time I think it was the biggest high school in the
Look
state.
at this logo. It's incredible.
Yeah, that's awesome. But I think there was a time years ago that it was the biggest high school in the state, like massive classes, like 1,000 kids a class.
That's like
type
Logan.
size.
That's like James Logan.
Yeah, massive. So
So the game of the week nominees this week: Berea Mid Park against Euclid, Lutheran West versus Aurora. Aurora's got a good logo too. What is that guy?
the Green
It's
Men,
the Greenman.
He is. Well, it turns out he only has green hair. He
kind
himself
of
is not
kind
green.
of a little wizard or a Joker type guy.
Yeah, I like him. Lutheran West has a pretty strong steed as its logo.
By the way, I'll just knock out the live read then for you. The
North
Browns
Ridge-
High School Game of the Week presented by Ohio Cat showcases top matchups and rising stars across Northeast
I'm
Ohio.
voting
Each week,
Valley Forge gets money,
fans
though,
can
just the
vote for the
logo
game
alone.
they want to see. The winning team earns $3,000 in funding plus spotlight coverage on Browns social media. And 2 of the 3 panelists are on this radio show.
Well,
High school Nate.
listen, it's a lot they're asking me to go. It's like, okay.
I can't wait till they
mastered
make you
the
write
Browns
about
in
it.
the National Football League. Now we got to be college football, Nate. Now you got to be high school
Football Nate. It's a lot going on.
Pretty soon, Pop Warner, Nate.
Oh, before you know it, wait till I give you that playbook with my
man.
wristband system. It's going to change your life. The wristband system.
Lil Zogs is going to be a flag football quarterback. That's going to be his path and a golfer. We're not jeopardizing this golf career.
Well, he's going to play hoops. I guess he can flick
Yeah.
it. He's going to be able to flick
You know what's
it.
funny, though,
You're
is like,
you live in
I'm
Chagrin. He's going to play
so-
lacrosse. So you got a lot going on.
I feel like today,
Yeah.
so much more ill-equipped to get him like where he needs to be in hoops than I was 15 years ago.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
No, you're not. If you can shoot, you can play.
I would be playing in a league 15 years ago.
It doesn't matter. The game's not that
Scoring.
different.
Yeah,
It's
but
not any different.
I don't consider myself competent right now as a basketball player.
It doesn't
'Cause I haven't
matter,
done
but
it.
you can teach what you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Score the basketball.
I got all the playbooks for you. You're going to be set. Get you a little offense run, a few inbound plays. I'll take care of you, buddy. I'll save it all for you.
It's going to be like Celine Dion. It's all coming back
That's
all
right.
Coming back
You're going to bring me in, and I'm just going to tell him, get on
Give
the
me
line
as the
and
assistant
run.
would be unbelievable.
Oh man, yeah.
Like
yeah,
him coming in.
You're gonna
you
keep
two?
us like the physicality, the brawn.
Get on the line.
Yeah.
You guys coach the first
Yeah.
practice of Little
Oh,
Zogs
man,
and
it'd
like
be fun.
coaching bike shorts.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
yeah.
what I want.
Shorts, yeah, some
Those
good, yeah,
bike shorts. That's
yeah.
what I want.
Short
I
shorts.
think
with the
that's
bike
what we
shorts
wore
underneath,
my
yeah.
freshman year in high school.
Oh, those were so in, dude.
They
Go
were-
look up an old Kelly
were
Trapuka picture.
rough.
Our practices are not designed for your pleasure, boys.
Yeah.
Be funny if you became everything that you hated. If like your first practice with little guys, you were like, put the balls down. You're not touching the ball today. Getting defensive style. Defensive.
Segura's not going to play any
Hold on.
defense.
First of all, I've already done it.
Segura's gonna go, can
Hold
I
on
get to
a second
100?
right now. I jump in with Artie buckets, and we go on a tear.
Went on a tear. So see,
And what do we focus on? Let's score the basketball. We played good defense. I'm a proponent of tenacious D, but
Just as long as you're not the one playing it.
listen, when it was time to play the D, I played the D.
you locked in.
Yeah. Correct. Imagine my style of defense. Here's a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
My game was perfectly suited for late, like 90s era
Yeah.
NBA All-Star games. First 3 quarters, we're just out there having fun,
Yeah.
scoring. Like, you score, I score. I'll probably outscore you. Great. But then, like, fourth quarter, okay, now we'll, like, play defense.
It strikes me as that you
Unless it's not close, then no defense.
then we're not playing any defense.
Yeah, then you don't.
You kind of feel like a J.R. Smith at the peak of his powers.
I had a better floor game than that. Like, I did more rebounding and passing, like assists.
Yeah.
Like, I would get a lot of assists because I just understood where to pass the
Yeah,
ball.
yeah, yeah.
So I wasn't just
Well, he was
only.
he had before he got here, like in Denver, he had a pretty good full floor.
He had a good floor game. Then
Yeah.
fine, I'll take it. I love
Yeah.
J.R. Smith. And
Yeah.
a good golfer.
Great golf.
Similarities
Yeah.
continue.
Yeah.
I've never gone the wrong way on a basketball court, though.
No. What are we doing?
I've always known my spatial awareness.
Yeah, I've known.
Always had that.
We can save this for tomorrow. We could do so much more to come in the hopes that maybe the schedule or maybe the roster will
Yeah,
come out.
I hope that it does. I hope well, hope against hope, I guess. So much more to come, and potentially there could be. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. It's presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Come on now. It's Y2K. Big caution of the wind.
Dustin Daniels.
Well, what's his next? How do you follow that? How do you follow Uncle Baby Billy, lead in White Lotus, now is like a guy who's on national ads left and right. He does Walmart ads now.
He's Goggins, dude. He's a legend.
But, I mean, this is like a 20-year burn. I remember him on The Shield 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And then he was unbelievable as Boyd on Justified. Unbelievable.
Yes.
And so here you go. Here you go. It's interesting. There has been very little news during the now hour and 50 minutes that we've been on this show. Nothing, in fact, from the Browns' perspective. Jordan Schultz with this. Spencer Rattler, the starting quarterback down in New Orleans. So they go Rattler and then rookie Tyler Shuck behind him. That is not good news for Tyler Shuck. That appears to me to be a team that is going to make dang sure that they're picking number one.
Taysom Hill opening on PUP. Go ahead and stay there, son. We got some tanking to do.
Yeah, you just look at their setup, the roster, all of it. It feels like they are going to be in a position to be at the bottom. And look, you have a quarterback draft next year that could have upwards of 5 or 6 first rounders in it.
Yep.
I don't think that that's overestimating. And if Arch does it all and wins it all and something changes for him, then you would have the number one pick in that draft also. That right now is not part of that list of 5 or 6. But you've got Klubnik, Aller, Sellers, Nussmeier. I mean, those 4 for sure.
Sus for Nuss.
Those guys are all going to be in the mix. And there will be more. There's going to be more who are added to it. So, it's a very good class.
This is your reminder that Spencer Rattler is younger than Tyler Shuck.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
I didn't watch quarterback on or whatever it was. It was an Amazon series, I think. And anytime I speak of Spencer Rattler or Tate Martell, who went to Ohio State, and I used to a little bit more often, don't mention either one of their names now anymore. Sure. But I'm quickly reminded by so many people that both of them came across as like complete jerks in this docuseries when they were high school kids.
I remember you saying that. Like
real
cruds.
Real cruds.
Yeah.
And I never watched it, so I don't know. But they like went behind the scenes with these high school kids, and that they were a tough act, to say the least. So all the quarterbacks are sorted. That was the last one we were waiting on.
There we go. A little bit of a surprise. We'll see.
Hunter
Are we
Renfro.
trying to make a move?
Hunter Renfro cut by Carolina.
It feels like everybody's trying to make a move. Hunter Renfro, unfortunately, just hasn't been. It's been a while. It's been a while.
1 minute.
He caught the pass from Deshaun.
That won the Natty.
At
Clemson.
That's right. Long time ago. Yeah. Their first title.
Those many years ago.
Yeah. Won it a couple years later with Trevor.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right, kids. Hour and 8 left to
You'll have
get
it
to
in
that.
10.
Yeah. There you go. Keep it here at the next level. They're going to take you through all of it. We are back tomorrow. Thanks for listening, everybody. Cleveland Browns Daily 850 ESPN Cleveland.